Hello, and welcome to the Steps of Writing Like a Pro with me, Mary Harelkin Bishop. Writing is so important to me, and I love it so much that I thought I would share with you the steps that I use as I do my writing. And I know that lots of writers, there are so many writers out there, and we all probably use kind of the same steps, but we do things differently. So I'm going to share with you the things that work with me, and if you talk to somebody else, they might tell you some other things. But what I'm hoping is that my ideas will work for you, and that maybe they all won't work for you, but that you can find enough ideas in my steps about writing to help you write like a pro. So, of course, we have to start with step number one. And step number one is ideas. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is to think for a minute about, where do ideas come from? I want you to pause the video, run and get a notebook or a piece of paper or even a napkin to write on, and a pen or a pencil or a crayon, whatever it is, and think about, where do ideas come from, and make yourself a list, and we'll come back and talk about it in a few minutes. So I asked you to go away and think about, where do our ideas come from? And to grab a notebook or a piece of paper or a napkin that you could write on. And so now let's talk about where our ideas come from. Did you think that maybe some experiences that you had, maybe a family adventure that you had, would be a good thing to write about? Yes, it would. And so our experiences are really important. Did you talk about hearing a conversation that might spark an idea for you? Did you talk about using our imagination and our great brain? Because we know that our imagination is very creative and often has lots of really great ideas. Did you talk about or think about a book that you'd read and think, oh, maybe I could write a story like that? Or did you talk about a movie you'd seen that you'd like to write about? Or what about listening to other people talk about things that had happened to them? Those are all really great places to get ideas to write about. But the bottom line is that writing and our ideas come from everywhere. And so all around us, we have to, as writers and people who want to write, pay attention and be really observant to the world around us. So what I'd like you to do now is to stop the video again and brainstorm and write some ideas. I hope that you were able to brainstorm a few ideas of things you'd like to write about. My biggest problem is that I get so many ideas that I can't possibly use my ideas all at once. And so the biggest question is, what do we do with all these great ideas that we have? So I want you to pause the video again and think about, how do we keep all of the ideas that we have that we want to write about? And we might want to write about them next week or next month or next year, or even 2 years from now. Where do we keep all those great ideas that come to us? I hope you took the time to stop the video and thought about where we would keep our ideas. Did you think about keeping them in a notebook? That's a really good idea. Or a binder. Did you think about, if you have access to a computer, of starting a computer file where you could put your ideas? That's a really great idea too. And for me, I have both those things. I have notebooks and I have computer files of story ideas. But the other thing I have is a picture file, because there is that expression that says, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And so a picture can sometimes be an in to a story that needs to be told. So now that we know where ideas come, and we know that they're all over, a good writer, a person who's really serious about writing, starts to collect their ideas. And so I want you to brainstorm and start collecting ideas to write about. And when I see you next time for step 2, I want you to have chosen one idea that you really want to flesh out and make into a story. And we'll start doing that in step 2. So I'll see you again soon, and I want you to keep reading and keep writing, and see you later.